Alrighty, everybody. Welcome to episode 1 of the Soundwaves podcast. Today we are joined by Microwave.
Hello.
Hi.
No.
No what? You just gonna be saying no the whole podcast? Is that it?
Yeah.
Well, you fucked it up already.
Shit.
Oh, this is good. This is gonna be great. Alrighty, so just tell everybody about yourself, man.
Is this when I tell myself about myself?
Tell your that. Did I say that?
My name is Adam. You can call me Microwave or Micro Penis, Microween. I don't know. I stream on Twitch. I stream, scream, and cream. I also do a little bit of YouTube. I post a lot of vile stuff on Twitter.
You shit post.
And the worse than that, I go after people and I make them very, very insecure about themselves and make them realize that the communities they go into are very terrible. Speaking of which, the corpse community, if you stand corpse, I will go after you personally. He's my boy.
What the fuck? Oh my god.
Anyway, tell me about yourself. Where do you come from? What decrepit place do you come from?
Are you asking me or the viewers?
Just anyone. Anyone answer that.
I live in the sex dungeon.
Damn. Already?
Yeah.
You're moving quick.
They were nice enough to give me a computer so I can do this kind of shit.
A real nice room too.
Right? Oh well, that's Adam. We don't associate with him anymore now. Bye.
Damn. Well, this has been fun.
Yeah, podcast ended. End recording. The awkward silence of nothingness. Okay. Well, shall we discuss our wonderful school stories then?
Can we talk about stories now? Let's go into the stories. Let's go into stories.
Okay, so you want to kick it off then? You remember more about the beginning,
sure.
The starting.
Well, I mean, are we going to go to first semester or second semester?
We didn't really do shit first semester that year.
Well, we did. Yeah, we did. We did a lot of shenanigans, but it wasn't like
it was
risking getting detention or expelled stuff. It was more so just making the teachers' lives worse.
Well, if we're going to start with first semester, then we better talk about War Thunder.
Okay, yeah, because War Thunder was like the first 3 weeks.
Yeah, that was like the first. That was like the first thing of bullshit that really started us to start doing this kind of shit.
It really was. It was like what kind of ignited the engines for everything else.
Yep.
To be honest with you, would you want to go into that? Or you want me to?
Yeah, I'll start with this. So
okay, because it was you personally that happened.
Yeah. We went to a private school which has a high school and a middle school and elementary school all connected to it. Really stupid. I hated it.
It's so stupid.
Yeah, so one day they were like, oh, we're short on teachers, so we're going to sit you guys outside the office for study hall. So we're just like, okay.
Also, for the office, this office had 2 or 3 tables that were all lined out in front of it. There was this little open space with a trophy case, and there was 3 tables that you could sit at just to work on stuff.
Yeah, there was not enough room for all of us.
No, there really wasn't. It was so small.
And if it was 2020, then we wouldn't be able to social distance there.
Absolutely not. It was terrible. It was some Ugandan frat meat. It was terrible.
And so we were sitting there, right? Me and Adam were chilling. I had my really shit laptop with me that could really only run garbage shit. Somehow War Thunder ran.
The Dell Freedom.
I don't even know what model it was. All I know is that it's in my closet.
I called it the Dell Freedom.
All I know is that it didn't give us freedom. It got us into trouble. All I know is that it's in my closet with a cracked screen. So
damn,
it still works. Yeah, I killed it. It thinks fucking sucks.
Why?
Wait,
it was a god among men.
It's either it's in the closet cracked or I tore it up down and chucked it in the trash. One of the two.
Damn, you really killed it.
So me and Adam are just sitting there with everybody else. I bust out the laptop, plug it in so it doesn't shit out on me because the battery was already garbage. I bust out my Logitech fucking office mouse because that's all I had on me at the time. I was not a PC gamer back then, and I'm glad I am now. So we're just sitting there. It's like, what should we do? What should we play? Adam's like, War Thunder! So I'm like,
I was like, okay, what's something fun to play? Oh yeah, of course, a super GPU intensive game called War Thunder.
Yeah, when I have integrated graphics.
Yeah.
So we just start playing War Thunder, and then we noticed the elementary teacher start pacing back and forth. She was pacing back and forth by us,
No,
right?
okay. I must fix this already.
Okay.
This
by all
was
means.
not the elementary teacher. This was the elementary principal.
Oh, that's what I meant. That's what I meant to say. That's what I meant to say.
This was the elementary principal.
Yep.
She wasn't pacing back and forth. What happened is he was already in a match. He was playing as like some like little biplane. He was like a tier 1
Yeah, when I
gamer
just
in
started
War
playing
Thunder.
War Thunder.
Yeah, and basically, there's a gym to our left, like outside this like little office area, and I heard walking like really, really loud thumping, and all of a sudden these two like blast door looking things that are like separating these two rooms, the gym and like the actual office area, blast open, and this like short, thick, might I add,
Whoa!
comes in and literally like looks over at us and gives us the literal death stare, and just goes, "Are you working on homework?"
Hang on, wait, no. She didn't go to that immediately. So what happened was...
Wasn't she like talking to like some teachers or something first? Something like that.
Well, she walked by, and when she walked by, she just like barely got a glimpse because she like went behind us for a second to see the
It
screen.
was like
Because
half a
our
second,
backs
too.
were right by the wall, so she needed a good angle to see my screen.
Yeah,
So,
she really did. She'd have to like cover shoulder you to see it.
Yeah. So that's what she did. So she went back to her office something. I don't know what she did, but she left for a minute and she comes back and
Oh, that's right, she did. I forgot.
she
about
comes
that.
back. She comes back with a piece of paper and a pen in her hand and goes, "Who's in what class? Why are you here? And what homework are you working on?" And has to say it has us all write down all that shit. And I swear to God, she slammed it on the table like that. Keep in mind, in my
I didn't write in that paper.
in my I know, same. In my reenactment, my hand hurts. So you're welcome.
Yeah, that's just the quality you bring for this podcast.
I'm like, I work on my paper that's assigned. And she goes, "No, you're not. I saw a plane on your screen." I'm like, "It's my wallpaper." She obviously didn't. She didn't fall for it. She didn't fall for it. She knew.
I mean, it was worth a try.
It was totally worth a try.
It was worth a try. I mean,
I'm studying World War II.
yeah.
Yeah,
I was
I'm studying World
my
War II
history.
and doing fucking studying on these planes by
It's a
playing
video
them.
on aircraft combat. It's a video on
Yeah.
aircraft combat. I need it for my new test.
It's
coming up
literally
next Thursday.
playable history. It's a playable history book.
It actually is. It's super
Changed my
in-depth.
mind. Yeah, it's pretty good.
It really is in depth.
But-
It's a good game.
So she yells at us there, and me and Adam were just like, "Fuck this." We both gave each other that stare. We're like, this is just dumb.
Like, how do we explain it? You know, like that stare you give your friend, like when you just experience enough bullshit. You give them the stare, which is
You
like
give him that raised eyebrow, like,
you're thinking what I'm thinking. Like
Yeah.
we've had enough.
Yeah, we
it's
were-
like you've had enough stare.
yeah, literally.
Yeah,
So-
it was just one of those stares.
She just keeps on yelling at us and berating me more than Adam, but Adam was
Oh no, I
honestly
had nothing. I had
Yeah.
nothing at that table. I was sitting there with my
because
sweatshirt.
he
and I
was
comfy.
watching me. And the funny
Yeah.
thing is, I was about to hand over the laptop to him next round.
That's the thing. The round was almost over. He was gonna pass to me to play because I was begging to play because I had nothing to do. I didn't have my
Yeah, he was
phone or
bored as
anything. I
fuck.
don't think. I was bored. I was like bored out of my mind.
Yeah, iPhone 6 garbage battery. I think it was dead or some
Yeah.
stupid shit.
It
but-
actually was. It was dead.
Yeah. So we were just, she's yelling at us, and then I'm like, why are you coming at us? Like, this is our study hall. My homework's fucking done. If I want to do shit on my
You
laptop,
almost actually cussed her out.
yeah,
too, is the
yeah.
thing.
And since it's a private school, it's like, no swearing. And
They're very religious, and it bugged me really
Yeah.
bad. I'm not
I
gonna lie.
almost said whatever the fuck, and I just say whatever because I'm just like, or whatever the fuck, because I don't. It was 2 years ago, so I don't fucking remember
Yeah.
this.
I know.
Maybe if even, no, not 3, kind of almost 3, almost 3.
Mm,
Actually, at this time of
it's
year,
more two.
it's December, so it's almost 3 years ago because
no,
no, yeah, it is 2. I'm
It
dumb.
is literally
I'm
2
yeah.
years and like 2 months, pretty
Mhm.
much. It happened back in like September-ish.
Yeah, but I'm like, whatever the fuck, or almost said whatever the fuck. She goes, "Don't you say whatever to me, or you're getting written up." I'm like, okay. So I just had enough of it. I didn't want to argue anymore, so I just
The
gave
thing
up.
is, I was so funny about this, and I remember this, is after we gave the stare and she said all this, Colin quite literally went, "Psh, all right," and puts his hands up.
Yeah, like-
and then she's like, okay, like that. It's just like,
Yeah,
that was-
she did that like
for some reason, that was so funny to
poop-
me. Like even
the
still, I
bitch
kind of
pit.
laugh at that. Yeah,
Yeah.
it really was the thing.
Yeah.
And I was just sitting there. I had my sweatshirt on. I was comfy. I sat there.
In those
and-
garbage chairs that weren't comfy at
Oh,
all.
those chairs were terrible. I had to wear cushioning essentially. I had to wear thick pants and stuff to have cushioning on those things.
Mhm.
But
It was awful.
I just remember that paper was still there. That was a voice crack. But I remember that paper was still there, and I just remember like I kind of looked at it. I was like, I ain't writing on that. I ain't writing on that. I haven't done anything. I'm just sitting here. I'm like quite literally the most neutral person to ever exist right now.
It was just like one of those things that we're just like, what else could we do during study hall so we don't have to deal with this bitch no more?
Well, that's when we got the day after we actually got assigned it because this is before we had a teacher's a thing.
Yeah.
We did not have a teacher at this time, but then the day after
dumb.
we got assigned a teacher. My theory is we got assigned a teacher the day after is because of that little exchange.
Yep.
Between us is just because then they're like,
just
okay,
because I was playing War Thunder.
You had no homework. There were no tests. What else were you supposed to do?
I'm actually pretty sure I did have like one assignment done or like to do.
Tell them that.
No, the teacher's not gonna fucking see this, and if she does, fuck you, bitch.
They're gonna get you. They're gonna get you. They're like the FBI. They're gonna get you.
Yeah, if that principal suddenly swings by this podcast and sees this on YouTube, hey, here's the middle fingers for you, whore. Fuck you.
Oh man, if I had face cam, she'd be catching 4 of these things right now.
4? Oh yeah, 2 from me, 2 from you.
Yeah.
I was like, what are you doing? Flipping her off with the fucking toes? Jesus.
Oh, of course. I'm bringing out the Hamlets.
The Hamlets? You name your toes?
Hamlets. That's just a saying.
I've never heard that.
The Hamlets? The Ganagahugas? No, wait, that's boobs.
Yeah, that's boobs.
That's boobs. Sorry, that's my saying for boobs.
But donkers.
The pokers. That's what I call my eyes when I jab people in the eye.
The bonkers.
No, that's what I also call boobs.
Yeah, that's what I call boobs.
Oh, I think you're talking about toes. I was like, why'd you call toes
but donkers are boobs.
Yes.
Yes. Big old chonkers.
The quip deck.
What?
Anyway, so the next day,
you're no longer
moving forward.
You're no longer microwave is, your tea kettle is, okay? With that fucking wheeze.
Rapidly moving forward.
Tomorrow.
Rapidly moving forward. We get sent to a room that is not even like 5 feet away from the office. Unironically, there is a hallway next to the office, and like on that hallway, there's a 4th door to the left, and we got sent to that room, and it was like
my iPad and start doodling like the fucking map of like the school.
Yeah, actually, maybe you should.
Well,
maybe we should make a map.
And it's dead, so we'll get a map for the next podcast or some shit.
Something. I don't know how to.
It doesn't even matter because
the school is so scuffed. It's like an H layout. The school has an H layout. It's really weird. And like the office is in like the middle of the H. Essentially, it's like the line that connects the two. It's weird, honestly. But anyway, basically we get sent to this room, and it's like a carpeted 70s looking room. And it's like bright orange carpeting, like a bright, darkish orange carpeting.
And I'm pretty sure
it's just
like
rows of tables.
There were just like random green carpet walls too.
Yeah, that was weird. It was like puke green. It was like dark.
It looked like some fucked up fucking like what's the word? Haunted house, like a really fucked up haunted house.
It really did. But for this room, it was so weird because it was like 5 rows of these like fake wooded tables
that were heavy as shit.
They were like super long. Yeah, they were like these super long like fake wooded lunch table looking things that were just like complete rows too. There was only like 2 ways to go around. It was just like on the sides, and that was it. There was nothing open in the middle. They weren't desks, and they're just massive rows of tables that would fit like 10 people on them. It was weird. There was only like maybe like 10 people in the class. Everyone kind of spread it out.
And keep in mind,
except for our gang, we set up a gang in that class. It was hilarious. It was hilarious. We basically had like a group going on for that class, and like 7 of us piled up in the back.
And we just fucked with that teacher so much.
We did it really bad. But we will get into that in just a second.
With the tables, keep in mind we were only allowed to face the teacher. We couldn't turn the other way. We couldn't even put our fucking heads down to like watch YouTube.
I tried to sleep one day and the guy went after me.
Just so you guys know, we're
put my head down to sleep. Yeah, this is like the actual teacher for the class I was watching. I want to go sleep one day, and he said, "Keep your head up." And I said, "Bro, I'm trying to sleep."
Yeah, keep in mind we're gonna refer to this teacher as Santa Claus.
Yeah, so basically this guy's bald. Like worse than like the king from SpongeBob bald, where you like flashbangs everyone. It's worse than that.
Yep.
Like he actually like his head reflected off of you. It was hilarious.
We also nicknamed him Mirrorhead just because I could see my
You
reflection.
called the Mirrorhead.
Yeah. Some other people did too because it was pretty.
It did catch on a bit. I called him Santa Claus.
So we had really shit names for this shit.
I kept calling him Santa Claus throughout that time because he had a beard that looked just like Santa Claus's beard.
Like just white pubic hairs that are 12 inches
Ew,
long.
they were is the thing. Like it looked like as if like that beard could cut diamonds. That thing was like thick almost. It was
Yeah.
it was a gross looking one. It was just pure white too is the thing. There was like not a single gray hair ever in that beard. It was only white.
Yeah, it was slightly.
I was convinced at one point that he dyed his hair, his beard hair,
I mean,
to be white.
Possible.
But anyway, for this teacher, this guy was just an odd fella, to be honest
He
with
was
you.
an ass.
He was the thing.
Which
First
we'll
things
get into that
first,
part in a minute.
he was just very rude, and also he was just, how do I put it? It's just like really strict.
For no reason.
Yeah, for no reason. Like we were just trying to chill. It's a study hall. Keep in mind, this is a study hall, and I don't care how you look at it, but the way I look at a study hall is a time to just kind of do your own thing.
Yeah,
it's like a free hour.
If you want to work on schoolwork, by all means, and if you just want a break from the day, by all means.
I think as a student, you should be able to have the responsibility to choose if you do or don't want to work on homework.
For sure.
Because that should give you basic understanding of how the real world gives you responsibility to choose of what you want to do. Not being forced to do stuff. Otherwise, you're not going to learn responsibility.
Yeah, like...
That's how I looked at it. So I kind of just did my own thing. Even if I got yelled at, I just did my own thing.
Yeah.
Unless it was like unexploitable, like sleeping, for example. I could not sleep in that class. I shut my eyes for 2 seconds. That teacher was like, wake up! And I'm like sitting there. I'm like, bro, I'm about to cap you if you say that one more time.
Yeah, like... If we have a study hall, we obviously are given the extra hour to work on stuff. So they're giving us that. But also it's just a gap in our schedule as well.
It's just a gap in our schedule. Like it ain't a class.
Yeah.
I don't care what people say. I'm treating it like a free hour. I don't care. It's like I'm doing whatever I want within reason, of course.
If we want to just like chill, then we should be able to do that, because then if we fail, that's on us. I mean, a teacher's not gonna fucking here's the answer sheet. Also,
this is a private school too. So like if a student fails, it doesn't really matter to the teacher that much. It doesn't really affect the teacher all that much. Like whereas a public school, if a student fails, then it's really bad because it makes the teacher look bad. Private school doesn't really matter that much, to be honest with you. So it's like the fact that's the thing, because it's more of like a private employer type thing. At least for this school. We found out for this school at least it was like that. I don't know about all private schools, but for this one specifically, it didn't really matter. Because a lot of people were failing left, right, and center, and they didn't care. That's the thing. There was like half the class is like known to fail at our school, basically, and nothing was ever really fixed.
The teachers kind of sucked.
Well, they weren't qualified. We'll get into that for another episode, but most of the teachers we had were not qualified ever.
Yeah, like math and English especially.
Math is bad because our math teacher, he was not qualified for math at all. He had
especially geometry.
He had a bachelor's degree, which is not enough to actually teach a class, if I remember correctly. And then the year after, he was assigned to teach a history class, which he has never ever went to college to be taught, like how to teach for. He had no degree to teach history. And then he was teaching math without the proper degree in the first place. Like he was all around just unqualified.
They were short-staffed. That's what they were. They couldn't get anybody to come to them because they didn't pay them enough.
What they should have done is just close down the high school and middle school. And just
exactly.
Kept it elementary. That's what they should have done.
Because the elementary's doing just fine. Because
that's one thing is that this school is only surviving because of the elementary. The elementary is really popular.
I'd say the middle school is too.
No, not really. The middle school is dead.
It's
middle
like
school
a mix
is dying
between the
hard.
high school and the elementary. Like the elementary is the most populated. High school is like fucking 4 kids a class.
It really is. It's bad. We kind of got off track there. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. I mean, we're still talking about the school shit, so I mean.
Yeah, no, it's fair.
It works.
But anyway, for the study hall in the first semester, we really didn't do much. It was mostly just we had a friend in there called Eli, and I said called. His name was Eli, and he was just he basically BS'd his way to victory, and it was hilarious.
Oh, it was
the things he did were so funny. Actually, you have clips of stuff he did. I'd use some of those clips in the podcast. Maybe go back and edit some of those in because they're so funny.
Well, then the people that are listening to it, because it's going on SoundCloud as well, are gonna be like, what's happening? All I hear is a bunch of fucking giggling and stuff hitting the ground.
Well, what you do is you make it so that the YouTube people have an advantage because they get to see what's happening, what we're talking about.
Nah, fuck YouTube.
But the SoundCloud, or SoundCloud or Spotify, whatever you use, have like a 24-hour like advanced like listening.
I guess, yeah.
Something like that. Just have them even out. You either wait the day for YouTube to see what's happening, or you jump the day to hear what's happening.
Yeah.
I don't know. Just like that. Anyway. But like I said, Eli just was so funny. The things he did, he would crunch on like Cheerios or even like Takis and stuff so loud. Like here's the thing, this class would be silent. This study hall was completely silent. The teacher didn't want anything related to noise at all. And this guy just didn't care. And it was so funny. He would throw stuff occasionally, make the loudest noise. There was one time where he slammed a table really, really hard.
No, the noodles. The noodles.
That's a different day. But there was one day where I think you were absent. He just slammed on a table super hard. And the teacher looked up and was like, "Who did that?" And everyone just like was on their phone. Like, it was so funny.
Yeah, I bet. I think, yeah, that does sound like somebody I was absent.
So here's the thing, is that this teacher would always show up like 5 or 10 minutes late to the class.
More than that.
Sometimes 20. I'm not going to lie. This teacher
was like majority like 10 minutes, but at most
every day
it was
was
like
10 minutes.
A full day of not being there.
There was one day where he showed up like at the last 5 minutes of class, and we're like, it really took you that long to waddle over here, huh? Keep in mind, this guy's fat. This guy's really fat.
I was going to say he's heavy, but then you go out and fucking say, yeah, he's fucking fat. So, but at the beginning, he was always strict for like no reason. Like, as soon as we got in there.
Yeah, it was just from the very get-go. I don't know if it's because like the one like elementary like principal lady said something to him, so that's why it was like that, or what. That's what I was thinking. It's like I made theories about this, and I think personally that's why. But it didn't do anything. It didn't do anything to me. Neither did it do that to Eli, because there was one day where the teacher was like 15 minutes late. Luckily, because Eli comes in the class. We're all there. Eli showed up a bit late, like usual. He always shows up like a few minutes later than everyone else. He comes in with a like a small container just full of like spicy ramen or something.
No,
like
it was one of those like packaged ones. You just literally put water in a microwave. So
it was like a container. It was like a small like little container with like a little thing of plastic on it.
Yeah, it was a
cup. But my man, yeah, I was like, yeah, that's what it is. It's a cup. Yeah, it's one of those noodle cups that you just microwave. Yeah, you put in the microwave.
It was styrofoam.
He came in. Oh, it was styrofoam.
Yeah, it was styrofoam.
That's why. No wonder it shattered. Okay, anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. So basically, he came in the room, and he legit. So at this point, he's done enough stuff where he had to get moved to the very front table. So we're at the 5th table, the one in the back. At this point, he got moved to the front table.
He was in the back.
He said, he was no. He went to the back. He went to the back for this today. Okay. This day, he just didn't care. I don't know what happened. He woke up that day and he chose violence because he went to the back of the class, sat down in between Colin and I. And Colin and I usually sit next to each other. He sat down in between us, and he quite literally looked up and went, "Hey, yo, watch this." And my hand threw it at the ceiling, and it made kapoof noise on the
ceiling tile.
It hit the ceiling tile. Half of it exploded, and the other half hits, and poof, poof, and another half explodes. It exploded in the room. Like,
yeah, just fucking noodles everywhere.
It was shrapnel. This was his lunch. Shrapnel. This is the guy's lunch. This is what he had to eat.
He just said no.
This is the only thing he had to eat today. My man woke up and chose violence because he threw this thing. It exploded on impact on the ceiling, and it exploded again on the impact on the floor.
He threw it so hard at that ceiling.
Everyone. It was so funny. It shattered, and it literally hit everyone. Like, there was some Asian guy, like three tables in front of us. I remember like 6 of them, like, hit him in the back of the head, and he looked around and was like, "Hey, yo, what the?" Oh my! It was so funny. Then our friend David and Austin were just sitting there, like, "What the hell did you guys do?" Because the thing is, when this thing hit, like, okay, hang on, let me grab something real quick.
Oh God.
Okay, so he threw it up, and legit, it just went. It hit the ceiling. It came back down, and all of a sudden just came back down.
What are you slapping?
It was so funny. It made an actual boom. What am I hitting?
Yeah, what was that?
Oh, I have an empty bottle of Barks Root Beer, and I was just smacking it with I was smacking my mic with it.
That makes sense.
So basically, it like made a boom. Like, I don't know how, but it made a boom.
Well, when he threw it at the ceiling,
cartridge.
When he threw it at the ceiling, the ceiling tiles are obviously like, I don't know what they're made of. It's like
foamy.
Yeah, they're like, exactly. Yeah, it's like a mix of like foam and cardboard. So when he threw it, the ceiling tile like didn't like shatter, but the dust started falling off it. It's not like actual dust.
It made it rain.
It's just particles of the ceiling tile. And
also, I must say that he dented it. Bro, I looked up and homie dented the ceiling tile.
With a fucking styrofoam cup of noodles.
And so the thing is, so it cracked open a little bit when it hitting the ceiling tile, so like a little bit shot out there. And like I said, it was like the Moab when it hit the floor, because the floor is like concrete, so it just blew up, and it was so funny because that's when all the shrapnel of like the little noodles and stuff started shooting out. And my God, it was so funny.
Fucking Santa Claus is just like,
no, here's the thing. We got lucky because, like I said, this is one of those days where it took him like 15 minutes to show up. It gave Eli enough time to clean up. It gave Eli enough time to clean up most of it and go back to the front. No, he had time to clean up most of it and go up to the front.
He should have left it.
He should have. It would have been so funny.
Oh, yeah.
But then Santa Claus comes in, and I don't know how he sees it, but there was like a streak. How do I put it? It was like a white streak on the floor that it left because like the styrofoam like scraped on the floor.
And also, I think it was a little bit of the ceiling tile dust.
Yeah, it was. And it was so funny because Santa Claus just like somehow saw it. I don't know how he saw it coming in, but he saw it. And he was just like, what'd you guys do back there? And I think we clutched it when we said this because we said, oh, we have no idea. It was like this when we got in here today. And he goes,
it was such an easy answer.
It was such an easy answer, but we clutched it though. And he just goes, all right. He sits down. Like, I honestly, like, we didn't have to say that, but we kind of clutched it by saying that. It was an easy answer, don't get me wrong, but we kind of clutched it. Because I don't know, if we didn't say that, I don't know how to explain that to him.
Oh, yeah. Like, there was one day, I think it was from, like, there was a day beforehand that he really pissed me off or some shit. Like, he was just, I don't know, like, picking on me or doing some stupid shit and just bullshitting on me. But I walk in one day, and for some fucking reason, there is a wooden, like, outline of a donkey. Just in the back of the class. So I walk back there. I grab this fucking donkey because, get it? Santa Claus is an ass. Ha, funny. So I set it on his desk, like on the keyboard, so he can't. It's pretty big. Like it was like
put
up to my waist. No, I put it on the keyboard.
He put it in the chair.
I put it on the keyboard.
It just was so funny because when you did that, Mr. Santa Claus didn't come in first. It was a office lady that came in. And she came in and was like, why is there a donkey on the desk? She came in for something and she was like, why? Also, this girl.
It's the previous teacher's project.
Yeah, that's what we said. We made something up. We were like, oh, it's a project or something. But the thing is, she's been like backing this teacher up too. Like every once in a while, she'll come in and give him assistance. Like sometimes I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes we do give this teacher a little bit more trouble than maybe we should. There's been some days where we do kind of start yelling at him a little bit, but let me just say,
some days he deserved it.
This guy is a really, really terrible person. In my opinion, he's a bad guy. And we were just trying to fight against the justice system. But anyway, sometimes she has to give a little assistance for it. So today she came in for some reason, and then we had to explain to her how, quote unquote, this was from the other class's project, and we weren't straight up calling the teacher a donkey or anything like that. And then she didn't move it too, which is great. I was so scared she was gonna move it. She didn't move it, which was hilarious. And then he came in. If she would have
moved it, I would have just gone right back and put it right back there. And I would do this almost every day.
Yes.
For like a month straight.
It was at least a couple weeks. It was like 2 weeks at least too.
Yeah,
it was hilarious.
Got used to it as well. He's just like,
it was just a normal routine. It was just funny. Like I was inbred into my head for like a month there. Where just every day, Colin will split from me. I'll go to my seat like always, and Colin will split and move the donkey back. It was just routine.
Yeah,
funny.
For sure.
His reaction every day too. I swear to God, I heard him say "God damn it" one time when he saw that. I swear to God, I heard him go in that room. I just heard the door go, just open up real slow. And I just see him. I swear I heard him just whispering, just go, "Oh God damn it!" Just waddle over because this guy, like I said earlier, he's fat. Like this guy is huge.
He was also a PE teacher and would always tell us to run.
PE teacher, which was so funny. He was a PE teacher, and this guy was huge. And like I'm not fat shaming, I'm just saying. And we did make some fat jokes here and there. Like I said, the day where he came in like 5 minutes late, like we quite literally we hammered him with fat jokes. We were like, did it really take you that long to waddle up here? Did you need some kind of wheelchair or something? Did you need a moped? No, you can't have a moped. You're too heavy for that. It's gonna collapse on itself. You need a car. It was bad.
Monster truck with the suspension enough to actually hold him up.
Oh, even then you'd be lucky. That's a 50-50 still. Yeah. You gotta get that man a train.
All right, let's move on to the auditorium.
So next semester hits. So that's like the end of first semester. We're basically just messing around the entire time. Yeah. Second semester hits, and unfortunately, what did I say? Unfortunately, cue the sad music. Eli got split from our class.
Very sad. It was
really sad.
It was the most depressing thing ever that we got just so fucking bored because he was like the guy who'd be fucking around with shit. Like there was a like one of those old like carts where the teachers would have like TVs
and they had the box TV on it. It was like the 80s TV.
Yeah, it had a box TV and a ton of like VCRs. So he would just start fucking around, grabbing cables, yanking it all around and shit.
He would yank it too. Like my guy was a polar. Like it was, he was rough with it. It was crazy. He started messing with the TV. He turned it on one day too. He deadass plugged it in and turned it on one day. Yeah. He was like, I wonder what's on this channel.
He found one of fucking Santa Claus's porn VCRs in there.
Seriously. Oh, it was funny. Eli was just one of those people who just didn't care. Like he's just one of those people who wakes up every day and just chooses the violent like the violent like choices in the game.
Oh yeah.
But he got swapped because actually he messed around a little too much and he had to make up some credits for a class. So he had to get swapped out of study hall and use it for like an actual class. And we swapped rooms. Now we have been apparently they had enough. They apparently shoved us almost to the entryway of school now. So there's like how to explain it. So imagine an H, but imagine the right side of the H, like where the line goes through. Imagine a line that continues through though and keeps going. And it's just one long hallway essentially. And down that hallway, there's at the very end, like the last door, there is a room for a theater teacher.
Oh God!
He is also an ass.
Mario.
We called him Mario because he was super short. He literally looked like Mario. He looked like Mario. But anyway, we had him for a freshman year. Actually, he was terrible. But anyway,
except for when you were talking, or when you were laughing at a funeral. Remember that? When you were laughing during Trevor's funeral in that class.
Oh yeah, Trevor died and I laughed. It was really funny.
We were acting as if
funny.
Trevor was dead, and so
I couldn't stop laughing.
Speeches.
Trevor being dead. I'm just saying, Trevor being dead is kind of funny. Dead Trevor's kind of funny. He got real mad at me for laughing at Trevor being dead. It's like I looked up and was like, what can I say? It's funny.
So we were.
But anyway, we'll get into that for another podcast. How about that?
Really quick. Since we spoke about Trevor, for YouTube viewers, I will link Trevor's YouTube in the description.
Very last line though in the description. Very last line.
I'm gonna fucking put like a million return or like.
Bro, we should get Trevor on for like the freshman shenanigans since he was there. Get Trevor on for freshman stuff. That would be hilarious. Because we had him for a bunch of classes. Oh sure. Man. Maybe I don't know. Maybe we can talk off camera. Maybe we can get like Fiona on too since she was there too. Maybe we can just get everyone on for like freshman stuff. But anyway, for the sophomore year, we were in that class essentially, and like I said, in another episode, we'll explain more about this teacher that was terrible. But he wasn't there, and luckily, not even luckily, but we still had Santa Claus essentially. And the other teacher, yeah, we just were using his room. The other teacher just kind of pissed off, to be honest with you, and it's just really boring. Is the thing. Like it was just without Eli, it just wasn't the same. Like it was just us on our phones watching YouTube or listening to videos and stuff, which is chill, but it's not fun.
Yeah. So
we wanted more to that. And so we kind of started doing the good old trick of just saying, can I go to the bathroom, and not really going to the bathroom, and either loitering. Back. Yeah, either loitering in the bathroom or just wandering the school for a little bit. But the thing is, this teacher was strict, but he was really dumb at the same time because he would let like all four of us go at one point. Usually, so there was another friend of ours that was in the class. No teacher would do that. I don't know how he would do that because he was so actually second semester he was really lenient. I'm not gonna lie. Second semester he kind of gave up a bit.
Yeah.
But,
yeah.
He pretty much gave up after a full semester. He just didn't really care what we did at that point.
It was more half a semester because we didn't have a teacher for like the first half.
True, but we had a friend in our class called David. I keep saying called. His name was David, and he was really chill. He didn't have a phone this year either, so he kind of just depressingly stared at the floor all the time.
The whole study hall.
The entire 45 minutes. I felt so bad because he didn't have a phone, which is. We kind of did the things we did, and we always made sure he can come along because he was always really bored, and he was hilarious too. This guy was really funny. He was really funny. So once we started doing the bathroom shenanigans, where we either go to the bathroom or just roam around the school for a bit, we then landed on going. So this is a school that's not only an elementary, middle school, and high school. It is connected to a church.
Yep.
A literal church. And there was an auditorium in said church, and so
the second auditorium, because the main one is not the second auditorium is more connected to the school than the main one is. The main one is massive. The main one's huge. You can't get in there without going through the actual church.
But that's where we went.
We didn't go to the main auditorium. We went to the secondary one.
There's three I'm thinking of. Are you talking about? Oh no, I'm thinking of the amphitheater.
There's the kids one. There's the main where the services are, and then the auditorium that we were in, the old one.
Yeah, okay, I got it mixed up because there's also a amphitheater too that we had as well, which was like a miniature auditorium. But yeah, there was two auditoriums. One that was massive for like actual church, like the actual church stuff. Then there was a small one for like kids. It wasn't small; it was still really big, but like smaller, of course. It wasn't like one of like the twin tower looking things. It was more of like
Adam,
nice office building. That's not bad.
Oh my god,
that's not bad. I did not say that it crashed and killed 1,000 people. Now, did I?
Now you fucking did.
What did I say? Anyway, so this was a nice office building, like looking thing. It wasn't like one of the twin towers that killed like 1,000 people. It was more so.
Adam!
What happened? What did I do? What am I doing wrong?
You're not coming back for episode 2.
So anyway, essentially, for this office building, like amphitheater equivalent, it was, like I said, it was really big and stuff. And there was a bathroom that connected to it, ironically. There was a bathroom that connected the backstage.
Yeah.
We found this bathroom that we were kept loitering in. We were loitering in this bathroom, and there was just a door, like this random wood door at the back of the bathroom.
Closet.
And it was really creepy because we always would stare at it. We stared at it every day, and we're always like, what's in there?
Yeah.
And
one
every
day it was
day
unlocked.
we'd go in there and we'd check and see if the door was unlocked. One day it was. And
And
so
it was never
obviously we
locked
take
after that.
a peek. And it stayed unlocked after that. And it was unlocked. And so we take a peek and we open the door and it's instantly a right angle to go upstairs. And these
Yeah.
are long stairs. It took forever to go up these stairs. And we go up the stairs and we very quickly realize that we're about 10 or 15 feet above the ground. Not 10 or 15, but about 10 feet, between 8 to 10 feet off the ground.
Yeah.
And we're on the backstage area. It was weird. Yeah, the backstage was like elevated, like 8 to 10 feet up. And we quickly realized that it was just nothing but darkness. We had to use our phones all the time.
Yeah, we literally had
like,
to use our phones as flashlights the entire time we were back there. It was like slightly terrifying.
It was really scary, actually. I'm not gonna lie. Looking back at it, it was really scary. I don't know why we weren't scared at the time.
Yeah.
Because it was honestly really dangerous. Because there was planks and stuff too. There was a lot of wooden. There was a lot of nails. There was a lot of planks. There was a lot of loose nails too. I remember we had a who was it? We had a friend of ours that went up there with us, and we had to tell him not to lean on a wall because there was a bunch of nails poking from it. No, it was really dangerous. It was Enrique. He came up with one time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember like almost yelling. I was like, "Don't lean on that! Don't lean on that!" I was just lean back, and there was a nail right there. Where he was gonna lean. It was actually really dangerous looking back. I don't know why we did it. It was fun. It was great memories. But anyway, also since it was dark and we were like 8 to 10 feet above the ground, it is just a drop. Might I add? To get down, it is just a drop. There's no railing or anything.
Jump.
Mm-hmm.
To get into the main auditorium.
Luckily, we had, I think it was David or you, jump first, and then they moved the chair for us to get down. Which was really good. I was glad that you did that. You took one for the team there to get us a chair, which was nice. Everyone else got down a bit more safely. Everyone else went down. I was the last one to go. And this is a metal chair. This is a metal chair with some cushions on it. And god damn it, I jumped down and I land in the chair, and one of the fucking legs kicks out and just flies off into the distance. Metal legs. I broke the chair.
Fat ass.
And the chair like caved in too. It was so fun. I'm not fat. Ironically, I'm not fat. I have a bit of a muscular build. Yeah. Well, not you, but for people at home, I have a bit more of a muscular build. So it's like I'm not like actually like fat heavy. It's just more so. It's just like I must have just jumped a little too hard there.
It would have been funnier if instead of the chair like breaking off, if it just went through the stage.
Oh, that would have been bad because then that would have been like damages, like really bad.
Yeah,
damage.
I mean,
that would have cost a couple $100 for him. I would have felt bad. But anyway, this chair just kicked off, and again, that's really dangerous because if someone was standing like right there, they would have got hit in the face and probably killed by a chair leg. That's all metal, by the way. And then the chair like crunched in a little bit. It was just pushed in. That's when we just start doing our shenanigans. We're like messing around backstage. Again, still pretty dangerous. There's still a lot of props and like wood and stuff just laying around. Not really any nails, just wood and stuff, like buckets too. Just a lot of stuff to trip over and twist your ankle on. And then we were like, hey.
Which I'm sure we did.
I don't know. I think someone did. Someone got a little hurt one time. I wasn't there for it. But I remember hearing someone say they kind of tripped a bit. But anyway, there's a massive curtain, like a big giant heavy fabric curtain. And we decided like, hey, the backstage is cool and all, but let's like actually go on and get off the stage because now we're on the stage. When we jump off that platform looking thing, now we're on stage. Like that's the actual stage with like props and stuff because you're getting ready for like a play or whatever. We get out of the stage and we find like an area of the curtain, like try and squeeze through because this curtain's heavy. Like if you've ever seen like an auditorium or even like a theater curtain, they're heavy. Like I don't know if you ever touched them or looked at them, but you can tell that it's just a big thing of like cloth and fabric. So we had to find like some kind of opening to get through. Like obviously you're not crawling under it because that stuff will crush you. So you have to like look like a little seam to go through. And that's what we did. And then we were basically just messing around the aisles and pews and stuff for a little bit.
Which has a balcony, by the way. There's a balcony.
Yeah, there was a balcony, but for a little bit we were just messing around with the bottom area, like for all the pews. And that's when someone did go up the balcony, and then we followed them. And there was a sound booth. Okay, and my God, we had a heyday. We had a heyday up there.
So we find the sound booth, right? We're just fucking around, seeing if there's anything cool in there just to mess with. And for some stupid reason, I was immature, but then I kind of still am. But here's what my immaturity level is now. Here, and YouTube, you get to see this, but it was like down here, like way here. So it's a little bit there, but this is where it should be. So it's not.
He's lying. It's the exact same.
Yeah. Okay. So. All I see when I go in the sound booth is a bunch of fucking like AA batteries, some 9 volts, some AAAs, just sitting there, like
and pencils,
tons of them. Oh yeah, pencils too. and
Oh
pens.
man, you threw a man's lunch up there. Someone left like some snacks up there. And you fucking threw them.
I didn't throw the lunch. I didn't throw the
You,
lunch.
you did. Who
No,
was?
I
No, it
did.
was
It wasn't
David. It
me.
was
Yeah, it
David.
was
It was
David.
David. Never mind. David threw it. David
So
was the one that threw that. Never mind. Sorry.
it started off with the pins. So I started just chucking the pins onto the stage to see if they would make any cool sound or something stupid. I was being
I'm not
dumb.
gonna lie too. Like the stage is really far, by the way, from like
Yeah.
where we were sitting.
It was
It was
probably like 30
probably
feet.
it was
30,
like
40
30
feet.
to 40 feet,
Yeah.
like from where we were. And again, like we're elevated, so we're about like 20 feet in the air, like elevated
Yeah,
in
because
this
we went
balcony.
upstairs. Yep.
Yeah. So it was weird.
Yeah, so I see a bunch of batteries. So I just start fucking lobbing batteries left and right onto the stage. Just thunk, thunk, thunk. And we just keep on hearing thunks. And I mean, it was
so
fun.
funny.
But
It was
every
funny.
day, I'd throw at least 10 batteries onto the stage. And then the next day, they'd be gone. So somebody fucked with them, grabbed them.
Yeah.
Then we would just hang out there up in the balcony. I'd enjoy fruit snacks that I would throw at Adam at plenty of times. Just randomly chuck a fucking fruit snack from the vending machine at him.
I'll just be sitting there, just like on my phone, all of a sudden, just oh shit!
Yeah,
I'm getting hit by
fucking
fruit snacks.
bombed by fruit snacks. The strawberry ones
Getting
definitely
ambushed.
did the most damage.
Oh, it's so funny.
And then one day we're all me, David, Adam, Warren, and Enrique, all just chilling up there, right? And then we hear a door open, so we all fucking get below.
Here's the thing about this
the
door.
pews.
Again, this door creaked open. Like how to explain it? Like you just heard
It was a double door.
and all of a sudden when the door was creaking open, I looked down as everyone else was running. I was kind of like the back person essentially during this like
You were
incident.
the eyes.
Yeah, I really was. I was kind of like watching out. I don't know. I was just I cared about y'all, so I wanted to make sure everything's all good. No, yeah, obviously I didn't. I just wanted to see if there was a good point to run.
Yeah.
I wanted to see when it was all clear to book it. But anyway, I legit when the door was cracking open, the middle like aisle just was getting lit up, and I was just like, oh god! And
It's
I
like,
see
fuck!
this shadow. I see this shadowed figure, and I just look
Of this
and
large man. Like he's
Oh,
not like
God.
fat or anything, but he's built.
no, he's just
He
a
was
big
built.
yeah. He's just larger mass, you know, just overall just a thicker guy. Not in that sense, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And I just see the shadow of this dude like outline like the lighting while the door creaks open. And I got down quick. I started army crawling. Up
We
some
just started
stairs.
fucking just crawling as if barbed wire's above us, and then we just peek over to see what he's doing, and he makes direct eye contact with both me and Adam.
And the thing is, Colin and I both looked up at 2 different times. Colin looked first, and he looked
But he
down.
looked at
and he,
both of us. Obviously not at the same time, but yeah.
yeah, but he looked at both of us. So like, Colin looked up first at a different area. Like he was like probably like 5 feet like in front of me, like in this like one area of the aisle.
Yep.
Up there, and he peeked over like the ledge, and he like slowly peeked back down. He looks up at me, like not looked up, but he looks behind and back at me, and it looked like as if he just saw someone get murdered.
Yeah.
And I was sitting there like, oh god. I was like, what did you just see?
And then
So I peek up. Here's the thing. That's when I peek up because I had to see what you just saw. I peek up and my man is staring me in the eyes. I froze for like 2 seconds there, and I slowly peeked down and I look at you, and I remember mouthing, "We gotta go."
Yep. Well,
I go, "We gotta
especially
go."
because of what happens next. So we're just sitting in there, and all of a sudden we look back down, and because he's looking forward now, and he lifts the phone up to his ear, and I'm like, "Oh,
he
fuck!"
lifts the phone up.
I was like,
And-
"Oh shit!"
And here's what he said. He says, "Hi there. It seems we have some trespassers over at the
No,
blah
we
blah
didn't.
blah
Shut
church
the fuck
side."
up.
No, he did.
No.
I thought he was calling the cops.
That's
Bro,
what I thought
he was
too.
calling the cops.
That's what I thought
No
too.
joke. He was either calling the principal or he was calling the cops right there. I'm
Yep.
not kidding. Like that's what, dude. I don't know if you remember, but I look at you and I didn't whisper or anything. I said, "We gotta go," like because Warren, Enrique. No, it wasn't Enrique. Enrique wasn't there. It was Zared. Warren, Zared, and David are all at the top. They're behind the sound booth. There's a door to the sound booth,
Yep.
and there's like a wall, of course. They're like on the wall essentially.
Yeah,
Like,
there's
they're
a
not
double
thrown or
door at the
anything.
top, right behind the sound booth, like behind an extra sound booth. So there's like a main sound booth that's open, then a closed-in sound booth with windows. But behind that second sound booth in all that text area in that booth is a double door which was locked.
With a staircase.
Yes, the staircase goes out into
Colin
like
and
an outdoor area, like not like outdoor, but like a lobby
It was
area
an
for
entryway.
the
It was
auditorium.
like a lobbied entry.
And the church staff were cleaning it at that time.
But we're getting ahead of ourselves though. So they're all 3 of them are already there at the 2 doors, in between the 2 doors essentially, because like they know it's locked. It's like the door, so they're just kind of hiding at this point because they don't know what to do. Colin and I are at the bottom, so you see there's like stairs that go down along the side of the sound booth that with like pews and stuff too. for the balconies. We're at the bottom where there's like a railing, and it's not clear. It's a wood like railing that's like
Yeah.
solid. And when I heard him say that we have some trespassers in the blah 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 area of the amphitheater, I didn't whisper or anything. I remember I patted you on the foot. I slapped your foot, and you look back at me, and I just say, "We gotta go right now."
Yep.
And I remember we just started. I didn't crawl. I was crouched when we went up the stairs.
We booked it.
Yeah, we legit booked it up there. And I remember we got up there, and I said to the rest of the guys, I was like, "Guys, I think he's calling someone right now, so we got to get out immediately." And they said, "We can't go anywhere." And I said, "You said what?" And they said, "The doors are locked." And I remember I went in my fight or flight mode, and believe me, I'm a kicker, and I will literally rip their balls off if I have nowhere else to go.
Oh God.
So I remember I looked at that door, and I saw a bunch of like locks, that like pin locks, you know what I mean? Like that's just
you
pushed
put
in.
it in. It's like a bolt action kind of thing.
Yeah, where it's just like bolts that were put into the door. And I just started ripping those things out, and I ripped that door open. I'm like, go, go, go! Get out of here!
As soon as we got out of the amphitheater, or the auditorium, we had to be super quiet because we didn't know when the church staff was gonna come. So once they all cleared out, then we booked it.
We got so lucky because the thing is that the door was locked, but you could hear through the door a bunch of girls and like other people talking
and vacuuming
because they were cleaning stuff in there.
Yeah.
But I got the door open, and obviously I didn't rip the door open. That's hyperbole. But I got the door open, and everyone starts filing out, and we had to be super quiet, like Colin said. But we got so lucky because when we got out there and we slowly crawled down the stairs,
they all went on break or something.
There was no one there. Nothing. We got so lucky. No one was there. Obviously, I'm the last person. I want to be the last person, so I closed the door behind me. Of course, I slowly creep it closed. I followed everyone else, and we basically just started like going decently fast, but we were kind of booking it from cover to cover, trying to dodge doors. Essentially, we're trying to stay out of windows, and we had to get to another set of double doors that would basically take us to our lunchroom.
Yeah,
and we had to stay out of the sight for that though for about solid 5 minutes there. The guy, like, let's just say right now that this guy was still in there talking to someone on the phone, and there was a bunch of doors next to us that led into like the auditorium.
There's probably about 5 doors along like the circle, like the rounding back end entrance of the back end of the auditorium, and it's just like, whew, too many doors.
And we all had to like find hiding places for like 5 minutes, because the thing is, I checked my phone and I made sure everyone else knew that we have like 5 minutes before people start showing up for lunch.
Yeah, and so we
had to
used
chill
those
there
people
for like
as
5
cover.
minutes.
So we joined in the crowd.
I hid behind like a bunch of planks and stuff. Everyone else found like hiding next to doors. You hid like next to a door of some like a trolley of like stuff on it, which was kind of smart. But all of a sudden we hear a roaring audience of people start walking through the halls, and I look up and
includes the middle schoolers, so it was definitely loud.
And I heard a bunch of middle schoolers, and I go yes, and I look over at Colin, and I like I know do the finger signal. Where I'm like go go go, like I'm like waving for him to go.
Yeah,
and I follow behind him, and we get out of there. I don't know what happened to Warren, Zared, or David, because we lost them at this point. Once we all got downstairs, we all kind of split up. So we lose them, and then Colin and I follow each other out through the doors, and we basically blend in with the crowd. We pull like a hitman where we just blend in with everyone else.
Yeah.
And we end up regrouping with them later, and we find out that they found like some weird, like decrepit back way that they were able to do to flank around and do the same thing we did, where they blend in with the crowd. But it was like they went like a really long way to do it, though. Anyway, that might be the end of the story, but it continues just a little bit, because the next day, Colin and I are walking through the halls to go to lunch, which is like as you're walking through the halls, you pass through some doors that can lead to the auditorium, because we didn't go the next day, because that traumatized us for like the rest of that week. Like the rest of that week, we did not go.
Like fucking spooked as all hell. We're just like,
it spooked us bad. So we're walking through there like the next day, and we hear some like church people, because there's like church workers and stuff, of course, and they were like talking in the halls while we walked past them, and I remember hearing one of them say, "Yeah, apparently there was a bunch of middle schoolers screwing around yesterday, and apparently blah 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 was calling." I don't remember, and then I walked away, and it said like they were calling someone. I wish I stood there just for a second and pretend I was on my phone who they were calling.
But it got pinned on the middle schoolers.
Because still to this day, I want to know who he was calling, because it was either the cops or it was the principal.
Or church
there was
staff,
no either or.
Church.
Or some kind of church staff, something. But the key word is middle schoolers.
Yeah.
Middle schoolers. Whew! Knowing that they're that far off and they thought that it was middle schoolers, such a relief and like weight off your shoulders to know that they're not even close to being near where you were.
The best part is the middle school like teachers and principals and all those, the alpha staff, all knew of a certain squad of middle schoolers that were the trouble fuckers. So that's probably right where they went. And those kids were annoying as hell. So I was like, okay, cool.
It was a win-win, because they were bastard children.
Oh, yeah.
Like I hated them. I remember one of them I pushed down a flight of stairs because they wouldn't go fast enough down the stairs, and I got mad. That's a different story, though.
Yeah. All right. Now here comes the best part of this entire podcast, which is the room. So, it started off with we were in study hall at the time because this was after the auditorium. We were actually staying in the study hall.
Now we're staying in the study hall for like the rest of the week.
Study hall room, yeah.
Yeah,
And
we're staying in the study hall because now we're really spooked at the auditorium because that
For
really
sure.
did spook us because we all knew we got off very lucky there. Like if we did that again, we're probably gonna get boned.
oh yeah,
They're on us
so
now because they're onto us. If we do it again, we can't blame the middle schoolers.
we're sitting in study hall and we're just like, where's Warren? So we asked Dave and he's like, oh, he's in the room. I'm like, what's the room? He goes,
Yeah.
come on, I'll show you. And so we all slowly went to the
But
bathroom.
casually
and
too,
waited
it's the
out
thing.
there.
It was so funny. He was like, oh, you don't know? And we're like, no, because I was with Colin. He's like,
yeah.
oh, I'll just show you then. And he's like,
And-
okay. And he's like, all right, let's all just say we have to go to the bathroom. Dead ass, we all go at the same
Yeah,
time.
literally. We're like
we
a
just
group
all
of
went at the same
girls.
time. Yeah, that's the funniest thing. We're like, hey, Mr. So and So, we need to go to the bathroom. He's like, all right. we all
Snort.
just go.
So-
He's a snorter, I swear.
We head in there and we start heading to the room and
Mhm.
where he's just like, oh, it's just this unlocked room that no one uses. So as soon as he opens up the door, he's like, get the fuck in because they're gonna see us. And as soon as there's literally maybe like I'd say 2 feet by 2 feet square that you can stand in, and then it goes straight up. Then it goes.
It ain't 2 feet. It's like
yeah.
1.5 feet if you're
Yeah,
lucky.
yeah.
you
And then it
can
goes
fit
to
one
just like
person there
like
before we have to
10
go
chair.
up.
Yeah, then it goes to 10 chair high stacks of chairs that go all the way to the back of the room until there's like a desk back there. And
That's the thing. So these chairs stack probably about 6 feet tall. They're taller than you.
I'd say 8.
Probably. Like you had
More
to
like
climb.
7 or 8. Yeah, you had to climb. the
7 or
chairs.
8. Like they're stacked high. And this entire room is filled with it like that. So you have to step in like this one person cubicle thing. And then you have to climb. Like you just immediately turn to your left and there's chairs there and you just have to use the backs of them to climb up. And oh man, it was actually heaven on earth. That place was
Yep.
awesome.
So
Once if you can get over it, it's the best place ever.
yeah, it was so. We'll get to the end and we'll explain why it fucking sucked. But so
Yeah.
we're just. We got to the point where we would go there every single day. Wouldn't even go up to
Mhm.
show up to study hall for attendance. And
No.
in some days we'd go there in the morning and leave in the afternoon. We'd be there the whole fucking day. And we would just be sitting in there like one day David broke the monitor. The monitor got
No.
broken. No,
That
was it
was
David?
Zared.
Oh yeah,
Bruh,
that was there.
you drew a penis on
Yes,
it, and
I
then
drew a
Zared
penis.
started graffitiing. Zared started drawing gang signs and stuff, and then
Yeah.
Zared threw it.
And then,
That was the
and then
same day-
David
that
fucking
was the same day we
sucker
found a
punched
knife.
it.
I found a butter knife in there.
No,
you
no,
found
it was
the
a
butter
letter
knife.
opener. It was a letter opener.
That's what it was. Yeah,
Yeah.
you found a letter opener and you gave it to me, and I legit threw it into the wall.
Yep, it's probably still there. We drew dicks on
Oh,
the wall. It was not
You
like
did.
massive.
I didn't do that. I didn't
I'm
graffiti
saying
in
we,
there.
not you. It was me and
Okay,
David
I
who
didn't
did
do
it.
any of that. I just chilled. The most crazy thing I did in there was I grabbed a letter opener and I threw it into the wall.
There was one time we just
Peter,
grabbed like
I
one of
kicked
the
myself.
we grabbed one of the small metal chairs and just chucked it into the pile of metal chairs, the small ones.
Oh, that's right. Okay. So there's a room. There's an area of this room. So like there's a fourth of this room that's like sectioned off where there's no chairs stacked, but it's like an anomaly
pile.
chair thing. It is a pile of chairs that are like made into like some weird ball. It's like a bunch of desk chairs. They're not even like actual chairs. So like the chairs that we've been in are like really nicely. They're actually nicely cushioned chairs. Is the
Think
thing.
of
They're
it as
cushioned
like
chairs.
chairs it's the chairs that they had in the auditorium.
Yeah.
Like for the main church, but
Mhm.
because they don't have pews in there, so they use these chairs.
And so, in the like 1/4 of the room is taken up in the back by this like weird arbalist, like a monolith of just
It was
desk
terrifying.
chairs that are like formed into like a circle. It was like a ball. It was just a ball of just classroom
And
desks.
these chairs are those like elementary chairs that are all
Yeah.
metal with plastic cushions like on the back and the seat and with a small tiny desk attached to it.
Yep. And it was so weird. It was like it literally looked like we found like because it was just like all neatly stacked, and it looked so unstable.
Oh yeah.
But one day, Colin grabbed a chair and deadass threw it into there, and it made such a loud bang. It didn't fall. I still don't know
yeah.
how, but it did not fall.
Yeah.
It literally looked like if you blew at it, it would just fall over. But somehow it didn't. But it made such a loud bang, and there was like a cabinet behind there, and it hit the cabinet, and just all of a sudden you just hear.
So we all
the
just
cabinet's
like
metal and it
prone.
rattled.
So we all prone on the stacks of chairs because then you
Yeah.
just won't be able to see up there with your prone unless they look like directly down the aisle.
Oh, that's the other thing too. It's awesome. So the way the chairs were stacked is they're rows. So there's just rows of chairs essentially like this that are stacked up like 8 feet tall, and you could just fit in them. So we started making like society. We created a society in these chairs. We all had like our own like secured areas up
We had
there.
our own
So we all
property.
just chilled at. Yeah, we had properties. Like I legit like when you first walk in and you look forward, I was like right there essentially where I put like poster boards and stuff to cover everything up so you can't see through and tell. And then I made like a roof. I found a bunch of poster boards and like what is it?
Yeah, like
And I
signs
just
you'd
made like
stick out in
roofs.
yards.
Yeah, it was so
But
cool.
they
Like
were really big.
I made a huge house back there. I made like a castle, and I would sleep back there, dude. I slept back there so many times. But what was it? There was also buckets of like elastic bands that you'd use for working out, and I'd slingshot those things at everyone. I had guns back there. I had weapons. Warden got mad at me one time. I shot one in the face, and he's like, "Bro, if you do that one more time, I'm capping you."
And then like the next day we go in there, right? And I look up and I still see the projector because this was an old schoolroom. So
Yeah.
I see the projector and I'm like messing around, seeing if there's like any HDMI input in case I want to bring my laptop in to use that. And then I'm like, there's an Apple TV up here. And I find the remote. And we just start fucking like watching YouTube. We have the speakers on and the projector, just chilling.
This is the best day ever. Because
yeah.
no joke, we had a homie moment with these people. So the thing is, we don't really know these people. Like as of today, we don't talk to them ever.
Yeah.
These are just school friends. But we had a homie moment with them because we legit cracked out the hub and we started watching some porn on there.
No, we didn't pull up the hub. He looked up porn on YouTube.
No. We got the hub. There was a day
that I wasn't there for that
were on
one.
the hub. You weren't there. You might not have been there for. You were absent a lot during sub.
Of course I fucking was. I skipped.
Yeah, you did.
I skipped more than into that room. My attendance record was fucking shit.
But there was a day. You must not have been there. But there was a day where we cracked out the hub and we all had a homie moment. None of us did anything. We were just sitting there watching Riley Reed just going at it. Riley Reed was just going at it one day, and we were just all chilling.
Please tell me the speakers were off.
It was a 50-50. So one thing that we did was really funny is Austin was there, and he would go on the remote and just turn it on full blast for like 2 seconds and then turn it on mute. So we'd be going for like 5 minutes of like not really anything happening. People are just talking up there, just doing their own thing. I'm probably like on my phone watching YouTube. And all of a sudden, you just hear like such a loud moan for like 2 seconds, and just like
it's like that. Oh my god!
And then it goes on mute for like another 5 minutes. And I remember when he did that for the first time that day. I remember shooting straight up, and I had like my poster boards and stuff. So I remember like breaking my head through a poster board that was like semi-styrofoam. It was like this weird styrofoam board.
It was like a mix of plastic and cardboard.
It was so funny. No, this was one that was styrofoam that I used as like the layer. It was like a base layer. It was there to secure heat in there because it got cold where I was. Like I used it as like a heating thing. But anyway, when that happened, I shot my head up and I broke my head through it. I broke my head through it, and I just see Riley Reed getting clapped, and everyone else is just laughing because I had my earbuds in. I still heard it, and then all of a sudden it went mute, and I just went back down. My head got unstuck from the styrofoam. I put my little blanket poster boards back over me, and I was like, I'm chilling. Because I use those things as blankets. It was funny.
Yeah, it was just
great.
great.
Next to a window too. My spot was awesome because it was right next to a window. So if I got like really, really bored, I could just stare at the window and just like chill and just like see what's going on. It was awesome. I love my spot.
Yeah, so we just chill there, especially like it started off as just going in there in study hall, and then it was study hall and lunch because obviously they're not going to check. They don't check attendance at lunch.
No,
so,
and then we took it a step further. Is that Colin had science? So did David and Warren. And so basically all four of us then would skip science class right after the lunch. So we'd be there for study halls, lunch, and science.
Yeah, which
then
science is at the end of the day. But
yeah, then we took it a step further where we would do that for those 3 periods. Then we would then Kyle and I would show up for our math class. We had math class after that, and we'd show up just because we kind of needed to do okay in that, like a little bit.
We were doing pretty bad in that at that time.
Yeah. And so then after that, for our 8th hour, I had online, and Colin had I think a study hall, right?
No, I was helping out Mr. Science.
Yeah, that's right. You were doing the one thing, yeah. And then we started
skipping. I feel really bad because he was such a good teacher. I blew him off. I feel so bad about that.
Yeah, it's fine. He's honestly, I'm a bit 50-50 from nowadays. He's a bit of a hothead.
Nah, he was great.
He was good for a teacher, but we won't get into it. But just there was some stuff he did that I didn't appreciate. But anyway, we'd skip 8th hour too, so we'd just be there till the end of the day. We'd legit go to our lockers, our backpacks, and just go to the room and just get all set up for like the last 45 minutes and just chill. Yep. It was awesome.
It was amazing. It was just great because we would just be watching YouTube. We'd just be searching stuff. I
remember we did it for a few days. Where like your mom was picking me up for a bit, So I just remember there's a few days where we just like meet up in there and
Yep.
just we'd chill, and then all of a sudden I just like have your mom like either take me home or I'll just go back to your place and chill. For those days were so much fun. That
Yeah.
was sick. Just getting like that was like the best feeling ever. Just knowing for like the next 45 minutes you get to chill, and then after you go into a friend's house or like just going back home and being with your friend for a little bit. Yeah, it's just I don't know, something about it just hits different. It was fun.
Well, one last thing I gotta mention before we wrap this up is the
Mhm.
fact that one day I was going scrolling through the settings because I was gonna try. I was wireless. So I have an iPhone, so I was gonna AirPlay my screen to to the Apple TV so we could watch YouTube or whatever, Disney, Netflix, whatever we wanted to watch. Well, Disney Plus wasn't a thing at that time, but Netflix. Um, and I went into the settings and changed the name of the Apple TV to something
You're-
I don't. It was something bad.
Yeah,
I don't know
I
what it
thought you
was.
weren't gonna mention it. I didn't realize you're.
Yeah, I have to. Well, I don't know. I don't remember what exactly I called it.
Oh, it
But-
starts with an N,
No.
ends
Does
with
it?
an R.
Stop. It was bad. It was bad, but it's still.
It was
I can
really
guarantee
bad.
I can guarantee you, if I walked in that church, went on my phone and went to fucking screen mirroring, it'd come up with not Apple TV, but whatever it is now.
Well, it
And it'd
started
be
with something, and it ended with
I
something.
can guarantee you, it'd still be there. It'd be.
Oh, it has to be there. I could ask Dylan, and Dylan still goes there, so I could ask him there.
Please do.
Oh,
Have
it's
him
so
well.
funny.
Does he have an iPhone?
Yeah.
Okay, then bet he can check.
Mm-hmm.
He just has to be
Oh,
near the
so
room. Oh, it was just great.
But unfortunately, cue more sad music. One day we go to the room, and everyone else is just chilling outside there, and everyone has their heads down. Hang on one second.
we go to head to the room and it's locked. They locked it. It was locked for the rest of the year, and that was the end of our fun time. We never were able to get back in. We tried other rooms around the school. Nothing. It was just an F in the chat. So
Sorry, my grandma came in.
You're
If
good.
you don't mind cutting what me saying, my grandma came in.
I
but-
continued with what you were saying now. We got locked up. And
Yeah, it was just like
it was
basically
sad.
everyone was just huddled outside the room, and everyone's heads were down.
were
And we
just
go
like,
there. 'cause,
"Fuck."
Like, the thing is, it got to a point where there was like at least 8 of us sometimes at one point in there. Like so many people knew, and just like everyone was out there at the day it got locked, and everyone's just sitting there, just like all just like super depressed. And we get there, and it's like, what happened? The room's locked.
Yep, and it was just okay. Really quickly, if anybody has made it this far into the podcast, please type an F in the comments just so we know you made it this far. Give an F for the room because the room was just a glorious thing. It was
so
it was
good.
just amazing.
It was just so depressing. The good news was it was like the last 3 weeks of school though, which was really good. So like the last 3 weeks were boring, of course, but
Oh yeah, we were
was
so
just-
fucking sad.
yeah, it was sad, but it was at least it was only the last 3 weeks. You know, at least it wasn't like another month or two.
Yeah,
But it did suck because we were planning on making it like the last official day of school before like finals. We were planning on staying in there for the entire day, like the literal entire day, from like first period to last period. We were planning on staying there.
yeah. We were literally gonna be there the last 2 days. I think the entire day, as long as we could, and just
Yeah.
never leave unless we actually
Just risk
had
it
to.
all.
Yep.
Yeah, just risk it all.
What are they gonna do? Or give us a fucking suspension or something? Cool, you get to stay home.
Yeah, honestly, it was just I don't know. It's just we got to a point where we didn't care, and it sucked. It did ruin some plans. We were planning on just like doing some like really crazy stuff
Yeah.
like that. But oh man, one thing I must say before we end this is that like weird monolith chair thing in like the 1/4 of the room.
Probably still saying.
No joke. No, that's the thing. That's what I need to get to. Is that apparently I wasn't there. There was one day where David, Warren, and Zared went in there. Apparently, and I didn't show up because I didn't really want to. I was really bored. Like I wasn't that bored. I had stuff to do that day.
Yeah.
And I found out during lunch that apparently it was either Warren or Zared threw something like at it, and it completely collapsed.
Oh my god, the sound that would have made would have been like a fucking Boba Fett seismic charge.
It was, and apparently they Enrique was like walking by at that point, and he said it literally echoed throughout the entire hallway.
Probably echoed into the gym because the gym's right across the street.
Yeah, it is
Right across
the street. Yep,
hallway.
across the
Same
street.
thing.
But
it works.
anyway, Enrique was apparently there with him, and he was just like outside the room chilling, I guess, which is weird. I don't know why they'd have him do that because it's kind of sus. But
yeah.
apparently he was just out there, and he said it echoed in the hallway.
Oh my god.
A super loud boom, and they showed me like the day after, because you still weren't there. You called in for like a long sick day
I
that
did.
time, And
did.
I remember going in there, and the chairs were just completely collapsed. It was just a sea of desks, and there were a
Jesus
lot of them
Christ.
broken too. A lot of
Yeah,
the
I'm
things broke
sure.
off.
That's probably why they were in there.
Oh man, it was really funny, but I'm so glad I didn't go that one day because oh man, I would have panicked.
Right?
Because I kept myself, I really did keep to myself. Like that place was like a little bit of a home for me. It was like my hut.
Yeah,
Like
literally.
it was like my home for me. I kept to myself when I was there. I was just chilling.
Yeah.
Like everyone else kind of messed around all the time. I was just chilling. Like the most I would do is I'd just flick like stretchy bands and stuff at people and just hit them in the face with them.
Fucking bastard.
I started gunning those things at people. It was funny.
Pretty much.
Oh man. But yeah, that was unfortunate, like the ending of the room. And
F.
apparently I found out this year that they were able to get the room open again.
What?
Blake and Dylan got the room open and they checked and there's no more chairs and the room's all cleaned up.
Sad.
It's all cleaned up.
I guess that's the ending to the room. At least we
It's
got
a
at least
piece of
I got
history
my
that no longer
my
ever happens.
clarification.
Yeah, exactly. That's what happened apparently. I mean, hey, we had our fun.
We had some good times.
We had our fun, but
Oh, yeah, it was
unfortunately,
great.
it's just no more. It's sad, but you know
Very
what? It's
sad.
fine. Neither of us are there, so it doesn't matter. Oh man.
Well, I'd say this was a pretty successful first episode.
You're gonna have to do a lot of trimming. There was a lot of pauses, but other than that, it was really good. It was really, really good.
And it's probably gonna be some skips in audio / video because the encoder kept fucking over. But I was like, I'm not restarting this again.
That's fair.
So, thank you to everybody who's watching this. Be sure to go hit that Twitch Prime button for Microwave.
Prime to me for 37 months.
Yeah,
you won't.
It's twitch.tv/microwave_is.
With a capital M.
It doesn't matter. It's a link.
Same thing on YouTube is also capital M for microwave_is. I am planning on uploading a bunch of videos there. Follow me on Twitter. You'll totally not be disappointed. It's at microwaves__ on Twitter. Capital M for micro. And I don't know, follow me on SoundCloud. For the SoundCloud account I don't have. I'm also totally not on Instagram. Don't follow me there. I'm on the Hub as well occasionally. Don't do that either.
Oh my god.
I am planning on setting up an OnlyFans about a month from now. Be
Just
ready to
microwave
subscribe.
porn?
Exactly. You can also subscribe to my Gmail Plus account too. I'll send in fax notes every other Tuesday.
I'm just gonna disconnect now. Bye.
Also send me faxes and emails. Send me mail. Send me fan newsletters
Send
about
him
like the
dick pics on
news.
Twitter, please.
Actually, do that. Send me all of them.
What?
What'd you say?
Okay, well, my links are twitch.tv/r33VURB. My Twitter.
They know who you are.
They don't have my links.
Just put them in the description. Put them in the description.
Oh, this is for SoundCloud users so they can hear it.
Put them in the description.
Okay, mute. Twitter is r33VURB. You guys can find me over there. But yeah, YouTube is Reverb, REEVURB. So yeah, thank you, Adam, for coming by for this episode. We'll obviously have him on for another one and sometime soon.
Maybe not. I've been saying some stuff that's kind of bad.
I can't have him here, so
canceled. Can't be having it. Too terrible.
Alrighty, well, thank you to all the viewers and listeners out there watching this and hearing this. So, bye.
Wait, hang on.
What?
I just have something to say.
What?
Just give me a second. I just have something to say. You know me. I just got some stuff to say. Thank you and good night.
Okay. Good night.